All right, we're examining the question, how do we know which books belong in the Bible? Why are there only 66 books? Not more and not less. Well, the answer is the people of God recognized which books were inspired and came from God. Well, how did they know which books were inspired? Well, there were 5 tests. First, was the book written by a prophet or an apostle? And second, was the writer of a book confirmed by acts of God? And third, does a specific book tell the truth of God? Now, there are 2 other tests Christians used in determining whether or not a book was inspired of God. And Dr. Geisler explains.
That leads us to the 4th point. Did the book come with the power of God? Is this the dynamic of God? The gospel is the power of God unto salvation, Romans 1:16. Hebrews 4:12 says the word of God is alive and powerful. Did this book have a dynamic to it? Did it rise head and shoulders above the other literature? If so, a book from a prophet of God, confirmed by an act of God that told the truth of God and came with the dynamic of God, was accepted, number 5, by the people of God. So they were just recognizing. They weren't regulating. They weren't making these books inspired. They were recognizing these books were inspired, and they received it. Paul said, when it's read here, send it to another church. He said to the church in Colossians, be sure and you get the book, probably Ephesians, that was coming from Laodicea. They circulated the books, read them, collected them, and the final group of those books that you and I possess in our hand is called the Bible, a book written by prophets of God, confirmed by acts of God, told the truth of God, came with the power of God, and was accepted by the people of God, not hundreds of years later, but immediately.